with Drew a couple of days before. Okay. And when she mentioned Dennis and the music, I was like, never heard those two things together before. Boom. I was a little shocked that you asked the question for Porsha. Well, no, I didn't ask her for her. I asked her for me.
Girl, bye.
Was around at the party. I was there. That's what I'm bringing up. At the party. I was at the party. I'm talking about house, mind you. Thank you. I mean, about the house. Let me get you. Just cut me off. I was talking to Drew about what happened. You're being Porsha's assistant. You're coming in hot. Come here. I have a present. Damn.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this episode was really good. We see the continuation with, Shamia and the girls. That's really what's coming down to, Shamia and her friends. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and we got to learn a little bit more about Brit Edy and Angela Oakley. We saw the girls down at the Atlanta Hawks game on social media doing a lot of press. So I'm really enjoying the new phase of Atlanta. So we'll see what happens. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
So we start off where we left off. And where we left off was Shamia asking Drew,
are you with Dennis? Are y'all dating?
And I'm going to tell you why I'm asking. Why? 3 people have said that they saw y'all out at the club. Y'all were booed up. Stop playing. Matching. I swear.
what's going on? And Drew, why would you say that? What? And I'm like, Drew, this is why people think you're fucking lying, and this is why Ralph was calling you an actress last season. He said, you're acting, Drew. So that's really why. Because you come off as an actress, right? And, she said, no, Ralph is my guardian angel.
Ralph has came down and really helped me find my voice and find my innocence. He really did his big one with me, and he said that the music that we'll make is a love letter at
maybe I don't know, a love letter, but maybe something
to Porsha, him and Porsha. That's what he said. He has been a saint in my life.
And I'm just like, Drew, and I'm happy that her good girl, Angela, was like, girl, that don't sound right. What are you talking about?
Dennis has been my angel on earth because at a time and everything I'm going through, which we haven't been able to talk because my music.
So Porsha said, Drew, you're a low down, dirty individual. You low down and dirty bitch.
You a low down, dirty individual.
So and Drew's like, me? Really? I'm just like, Drew, you're doing the game. Like, girl. So she was like, because you sit up here and can I break the fourth wall? The producer like,
Bitch, break it.
Break the fourth wall? Yes. Break it. You have been trying to go behind my back and do something very dirty by asking Dennis to film with you.
I said, yes, ma'am. Let's break it. So she was like, we're doing this show, and we're doing all this stuff, and we have our lives that we're doing, but you want to sit up here and have my baby daddy and want to film with him? That's what you're doing. Everybody's like, what? Really? And the only thing I could deduce from it, because Drew's saying, no, I didn't do that. He got your blessing to record, work with him, and, it was what it was. So the only thing I could deduce is the fact that Dennis and Porsha probably film together and they do co-parenting scenes. So if you have Dennis and Porsha filming together, do co-parenting scenes, then you have Drew do scenes with him. Now you have him connected to 2 housewives. Now if anything pops off like she said at the end of the episode, you'll run to her, vent to her about me, and she's a housewife, so they're going to use it, and it's going to make me look worse than where we're at right now. I get that. Like, I get Porsha going through a lot right now, so she don't want to add on to the stress. But from the conversation, it did sound like she knew that Drew was working with Dennis. Drew said that he said that he told you. So I mean, Porsha didn't say he didn't.
Working with me on my music. So I told you on the phone. I said, listen.
So, it was just interesting. But the girls, Shami's like, let's go downstairs. Let's reconvene. Let's try to, figure this thing out. They go downstairs, and you know, Shamia's back on the mic with her guests. She's like, okay, I want some cake, but I also want to get wet. I said, what do you mean by that? She's like, I want to get wet in both ways. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, but what's the other way? Because I get that way, but what's the other way? Girl, she jumped into the pool with a phone. They got a phone party. First of all, I got to give Shamia a shout out because I just heard her new single that she just dropped. Oh, Drew, I heard yours too. Drew, I heard yours too. Shamia, you ate that girl. Shamia is really doing her big one. And we have to give her credit because, like I said, I was on the Shamia bandwagon. Like, I don't fuck with this bitch. She is a bandwagon asshole. She is over here a sidekick. I definitely was that. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and just like be like, oh, you know, I like Shamia now. Oh yeah, girl, I always like Shamia. I always been a fan. No, I have not. I have not always been a fan of Shamia. And maybe just strategically from the producers of, you know, how they edited the show. But I just never really saw for her. I'm just like, okay, she was what it was. I know she going to defend Porsha. It was what it was. So now that Shamia's on the show and she's gracing us with her presence, she is doing her biggest one. And I'm not mad at it. I'm slowly becoming a fan. Slowly. We transport over to the next day and we see Miss Angela Oakley. So we get the real introduced to Angela Oakley. And the thing about Angela and, you know, Charles, they remind me of my old auntie and my uncle, right? So they remind me of, like, you know, my uncle that's low-key mean as fuck, but funny. And they got my auntie who's delusional as hell, that wants the money, wants the lifestyle, but she down to earth, funny as well. So they're like the funny couple, but he's like, he mean, but he funny. Y'all get, okay. So with Angela, first of all, here's my thing. Angela,
we know you got your nose down. Your airways sound blocked.
I'm gonna get that out the way. Cool. So they're over here in the kitchen, and she's like, you know, I built a real estate company off the strength of my back. When she's like, my father was the one that basically instilled in me having, you know, being a self-made person. She was like, I made my millions. I did what I had to do. She was like, one thing about me is that I'm gonna chase the bag. I said, yes, ma'am. So she was like, she met Charles way back in the day, and she was like, we exchanged numbers, and we went 10 years without knowing each other, you know, no contact. Then they were neighbors, and boom, they were over here, you know, was it ever since. They got 4 kids between them. They have, Angela has a 24-year-old, the 11-year-old, and then they have 2 other kids. I think one, like, they're young now, 4, 3, right. But Charles, they're talking about the whole Porsha thing. She's just like, yeah, you know, Drew's over here. They're saying that Drew's over here talking to Dennis, and that is so crazy. He's like, you know, be a leader, don't be a follower. Don't, like, let them talk about you. You don't talk about them. Let them talk about you. I'm just like, Charles, I get it, but I guess you don't get the premise of the show. We need to get this shit heated up, and Angela's doing what she got to do. Talk about it, please. I want to hear. What's your opinion? So we then transfer over to see Brit Edy. And Brit, we found out the backstory. One thing that keeps coming in my mind, just ping-ponging in my head, is the fact that I don't want to say this on the internet. How you doing? If you get it, you get it. But how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Okay, y'all got it. Thank you. So outside of that, I think Brit Edy is, you know, a cool girl. The girl got her nose pinched, real pinched. Her nose is real pinched. So I was just like, ooh, okay, you know. She talks about that she built a insurance agency, how she met her husband through that. She did his insurance, and, you know, it was up from there. She was like, oh yeah, you know, we were talking for a little bit. I gave him my number. We FaceTime, and I was like, you know, he might be the one.
The one. Eventually, when we have the baby, I would like for my mom to move in, but since she's here now.
She was like, you know, one thing about me is, like, you know, I gotta get on or something like that. I'm just like, okay, cool. You know, he might be the one, but is he one of the? Oh yeah. Oh, she was just like, you know, I'm fabulous. I'm cute. I like the lifestyle, and I think she's really cute. I like her. One thing I have noticed, and I hate to say, but Brit, I think you are trying to create something, a narrative between you and Kenya.
Did you catch when Kenya was like, so is your wedding band? Oh, because you don't have your other ring. Are you married or engaged? No, I'm married.
Because you brought that up to, like, you know, Kenya over here talked about my ring and talk about my this and talk about my that. I'm like, okay, this is the second time we brought this up. And I don't think Kenya brought you up, but whatever. So they, you know, she then talked to her husband. She's like, I want to get a new house. Let's try to sell this house. And, you know, I want to have a wedding. They haven't had a wedding yet because they got married during COVID. And she's like, you know, there's a lot of things that I want to do. You know, I want to have a baby. And I'm just like, girl, that's a lot. You want to have a new home. You want to have a wedding and a baby. That's 3 things that people do that cost a lot of money. Now, if you have it, you have it. But the question on my mind is, what does your husband do? Because I still don't fucking know. Does he sell cars? Is he a lawyer? Is he in the music industry? What the fuck does this nigga do? I don't know. Child, too comfortable. What does this man do? I don't know. We know what Shamia husband does. He does HVACs. Okay, what does your man do? We know what Charles do. Charles was a retired NBA. What does your man do? How do y'all have this lifestyle? I want to know. We see Brit's mom come in. She's like, you know, when we get our new house, I want my mom to stay with us and, you know, be our nanny, all these things. For me, when I get married and, you know, have kids one day, I do see myself, you know, having a nanny. Yes, girl. The way I'm going in my corporate career, girl. Cheers to me.
Selling the house. And then you moving in and you helping with the baby because you know we're getting pregnant this year.
Allegedly.
Finally.
Know if I can have my parents live with me, but if things come to that, then it might just have to happen. Have my mom come live with me. Let's be specific. We're over and we see Miss Kenya and Porsha meeting up, and they over here talking. And it's good to see, like they said, like, girl, we're too old to keep on fighting, right? They talk about the whole situation with Drew. And Kenya's like, yeah, you know, Drew brought it up to me that, you know, she was talking to Dennis working on a business venture, and she said it was strictly platonic. It wasn't anything crazy. And Portia's just like, well, you know, it's just crazy because she's over here trying to work, do a photo shoot for my hair care. She's trying to do a photo shoot for my hairline and all these different things. Like, the girl is a weirdo, blah, 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 blah. And she keeps saying, like, you know, Kenya said that Drew said that you knew that they're working together. Portia's like, I did not know that. She never told me that. Cool. Kelly, she's over here trying to open up a new Nana's Chicken and Waffles because her ex over here shut hers down. Then we found out that he stole $500,000 out of the joint account. Then we find out that, you know, allegedly he was abusive. I'm just like, I know how that is because I've seen personally my mom be abused, and that is just, it's uncalled for. It should never get to that point. So my heart goes out to Kelly and the things that she had to go through. But yeah, like, I hope she could really get this divorce settled and do what she gotta do. She said her ex is not paying child support. He's not supporting at all if it's not court ordered. So she's just like, you know, I'm on my own. And I feel for her on that one. So we see Drew, Shamia, and Angela at the gym. And baby, Drew and Angela already talk about, you know, everything that goes on. And I respect the fact that Angela was just like, look, Drew, you my girl. I like you. I love you. She's like, but Drew, I thought you fucked up. Like, how you gonna sit up and saying that this man's your guardian angel, this, that, the third, all this, that he saved you out the motherfucking mud, blah, 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 blah. And you don't think that's kind of weird that you're over here being close in relations with this girl's ex? Like, I wouldn't like that. Like I said before, Drew has a weird relationship with the truth. She does. One thing about Drew is like she's been caught on some she's been caught on some lies. Like, Drew has been she lied a couple times, like 1 to 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6, 7, 8. Drew has lied, right? I'm just happy that, you know, Angela's being real with her, just like, you know, I'm gonna support you. But does it look weird to me? It does. So Shamia comes in First of all, then Drew started crying, you know. She's like, I had to do this because of my family. Like, Ralph is not doing anything. I'm just trying to be above water and just trying to make sure that my family is good. I get it. Like, girl, you know, nobody's saying not to have your music career. But to Porsha's point, why would you want to have him on screen? You don't have to have him on screen. You could literally just do your thing and have him in passing. Like, have at the bottom, Drew's, you know, Porsha's baby daddy, and keep it like that. But for him to have a dialogue, I think that's where the problem comes in at, right? Because I think Porsha does not want to have another Porsha's family matters moment. Shemia comes in and Shemia's just like, hey girls, what's going on? They do their workout, but they sit down, and Angela's just like, okay, it's funny because when we're at your house, you asked her the question about everything that was going on. Okay, cool. So now I feel like you're over here being Porsha's mouthpiece. I said, oh.
I was a little shocked that you asked the question for Porsha. At the party, I was there. That's what I'm bringing up. At the party, I was at the party. I'm talking Beautiful house, mind you.
Shemia was like, first of all, no, I wasn't being Porsha's mouthpiece. I was just asking a question. And then Angela was like, no. But I do feel like you're being Porsha's mouthpiece because literally you over here wanting to know for yourself. Instead of Porsha speaking and Porsha asked the question, you wanted to know. And she was like, first of all, you coming in hot. You coming in hot. And I'm happy the fact that Angela didn't back down. Like, girl, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I really don't. At the end of the day, Shemia, like I said before, you do insert yourself in Porsha's business when Porsha was a grown-ass woman. She already cussed this woman out, called her a bitch, called her over here low down and dirty. All that. We did not need you to over here segue and pop it off.
To Drew about what happens. You're being Porsha's assistant. You're coming in hot. Did you ask the question for Porsha? No, I asked it for myself because like I told you, if you were listening.
Porsha could have did that, but to each his own. You did it, and it was what it was. So now we got Miss, you know, Shemia and Angela. There's tension. And next episode, it's about to be tension. Not in our set nose. Okay? Caught it. Do I think that Drew wants Dennis? I don't. When I look at Ralph and I look at Dennis, the score is too high. Ralph is fine as fuck. So I'm like, I feel like Drew was sticking that range of where she was at. And I really do feel like Drew is in her moment right now because she has been transformed. Drew looks good. I'm like, damn, Drew fine as fuck, right? So when I look at Dennis, I'm just like,
it's a choice.
It's a choice. But so at the end of the episode, Porsha goes on a play date with, you know, her daughter Pilar, and Dennis meet them at, you know, this little playpen, fun zone, bouncy house, bounce world. Girl. So Dennis comes in and Dennis is just like, yeah, you know what's going on. She's like, okay, cool, that's nice. You and Drew, what's going on? He's like, you think I'm fucking Drew?
One of our crew, that's something completely different than this.
What is she saying?
Basically, she said you was her Jesus, her Lord, Jesus Christ.
She was like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but she was like, you know, we have such a good co-parenting relationship. I appreciate you so much. So I just want to make sure that everything is good. You know, like, what's going on? He was like, no, we're just cool. You know, I'm cool with, you know, Ralph. I told Ralph that everything was cool. I told you everything is amicable. So, you know, we're all cool. You know, it's nothing crazy. Porsha then's like, well, she's saying something totally different. She's saying you're her guardian angel. You're her saving grace. He's like, yeah, you know, she's going through a divorce. So, you know, I made sure that everything was cool, that everybody knew what the plan was. I'm just helping her business-wise. So she was like, well, that's not what she's saying. Actually, Porsha,
that is exactly what Drew was saying.
I had reached out to you many times. And you were, hold on, I'll let you talk. And he did a whole professional pitch about working with me on my music.
As much as Drew is a liar, Porsha, you are one too. Because you just set up here and just try to spin the situation that, oh, Drew has been saying that she's over here. Drew didn't say nothing about them being in a relationship or anything that was inappropriate. Now, is Drew sneaky as fuck? Hell yes. Is Drew a liar?
She has lied.
She has lied. But Porsha, she didn't say that she was over here fucking this man, sucking this man, doing any of that. So what did she say different from what Dennis just said?
No, you're willing
I don't want to piss you off.
to
Listen.
film with her on this?
No, listen to me.
Why?
What's very important.
Why?
Low key, it seemed like they had a conversation. They were on one accord. So I don't see anything different than what they're saying. So what are you talking about? And then she's just like, well, at the end of the day, you know, I'm filming, I'm on the show, and she's another housewife, so I really don't want y'all to be over here talking. He's like, well, you know, it's good for her promotion. So she's like, okay, you acting like you're not about to not hang out with her. Porsha get upset. She walks over. She goes into the bathroom. She's over here crying. The producer's like, are you okay? She's like, no, because why would he do this to me? You know, I'm going through a tough time. And, you know, if he say anything on camera that could be used against me, why would you want to do that?
And we're not speaking. And now he gets offered these cameras to come and use my own platform against me. I don't need anything else.
And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But at the end of the day, you don't own this man. Like you said before, you said you don't want this man, you don't care that she over here sleep with him, marry him, take him out. But I'm just looking at Porsha just like, girl, you can't control this man. And obviously you cannot. So you're going to have to just call the dub and just leave it at that. And then you get in the car and you just over here mad. I don't know if your child's bad. We don't know. But I'm just like, Porsha, you're trying to control the narrative just like you did on Porsha's Family Matters, and it does not work. Just live your authentic life. Don't try to control this man and what he can do. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't think he should be over here on the show speaking. If you're going to help Drew, help Drew. And leave it at that. But the whole situation is just a mess. Right. But what do you guys think? I think, yeah, I'm liking the newbies. They're doing great. Yeah. But y'all like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a dollar, break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hype, but when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This sour candy all I really asked for. Now I got to go.